License to Kill is Dr. Terry Dubrow's chilling true crime show on Oxygen, which premieres Sunday night.
Well, Dr. Dubrow joins us now with the inside scoop on the doctors that are profiled in this show. And I was sort of being, not silly, but before I'm like, I can't believe there's enough doctors to film for this show. Is it all doctors?
It's not all doctors. It's nurses, all medical professionals, a lot of doctors. The thing is, you know, this is the ultimate medical mystery because when a doctor does something really badly, we sort of live in this cloak of secrecy and there's privacy laws. So we are super villains if we want to be, and we can get away with it for a long period of time before someone discovers it. So how it unfolds makes for some really interesting television.
There's a moment in that promo where the guy is saying 50 or 60s where he stopped counting. What is he talking about there?
Murders that a doctor committed before they realized that it was something he was actually doing. Because doctors' patients get sick, and unfortunately, they die. So just because there's a death in a doctor's practice doesn't necessarily mean there's something that he did wrong. But there can be a pattern, and over a period of time, we use our skills, we can do some really bad things.
This is terrifying.
Yeah.
In the premiere episode, you highlight one doctor. Tell us about Dr. Dunch.
So Dr. Dunch, also known as Dr. Death, was a neurosurgeon. He trained in one of the best neurosurgery programs in the country. He was actually an MD, PhD. He went out into practice, and he did 33 operations. The first 31 either died or were paralyzed.
What? And why doesn't anybody come forward or think there's a red flag?
That's what makes this show so interesting, because doctors' patients have problems. We can get away with things for a long period of time. And because of the medical legal system, you can be fired from one hospital, literally go down the street and practice down there and get a good recommendation from that hospital.
What?
So, like, there isn't, like, a Yelp for some of these medical professionals. And I mean, I know that sounds silly, but, like, there's no rating system.
That's a very good question. We call it the medical board, right? The problem is the medical board tends to work very slowly, and it takes a long period of time before you can adjudicate a case and put a doctor behind bars if they're doing something really badly.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a look at a clip from Caitlyn Lindh. Now, her mom, Kelly Martin, died after being operated on by Dr. Death.
I knew, even after like 10, 12 minutes, a person on, having CPR is not going to be the same. You're not getting oxygen to your brain. I knew that something was wrong, and I knew I was losing my mother.
Wow, so she saw this happen to her mom.
She did, and she didn't know necessarily that he was doing something wrong.
Because you trust doctors. Like when I go to a doctor.
Of course.
Look, this show's not to scare you away from going to see your doctor.
Well, I'm canceling my appointment.
I got an appointment today, for real.
That's a really important point. Most doctors, like most people, are normal, kind people and want to use their skills to help you, but they're also human. And when humans go off the deep end and they're physicians, they can use those powers to do some really bad deeds.
Well, look at this. Here's another victim of Dr. Dunch's. His name is Jeff Glidewell. He survived. Here's his story.
The first words out of Jeff's mouth was, "What did he do to me?"
I was in more pain than I ever thought imaginable. And my wife walked over and she was crying. My wife.
So left him paralyzed.
Left him paralyzed. You know, the first patient he had in practice, the very first surgery he did, was on his best friend. So his best friend didn't even know that he had gone off the deep end and allowed him to operate on him. His first case, his best friend, fully paralyzed from head to toe.
What?
Yep. And so
is this guy in jail? Like, is he locked up?
He got life in prison. He appealed it. Fortunately, the appeal was denied, but he still has one appeal left.
Now, was this a illness within him that wanted to do these things, or is this a bravado thing that he just wasn't capable of doing what he thought he could do?
That's one of the mysteries of License to Kill. Do these people go into the medical system criminally minded, or is there something that changes them as they're going through the process and seeing people die? And so that's one of the mysteries that we sort of unravel in the show.
Dr. Dubrow, was there ever a case? I mean, you have seen some incredible things. You've seen some things go really, really wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Was there anything in this show that really, really surprised you?
Yes. The main thing that surprised me is how we allow doctors who are doing some really bad things to either go down the street and to continue it or to go to another state. In other words, there's sort of no trail. You know, you would think, for example, if a doctor says something inappropriate to a nurse, he immediately gets shut down in the hospital. But if he starts killing 10 people, he's allowed to continue to do things.
So I know this is like, and not to make this like an alarmist kind of segment, but what can people do out there if they're nervous about what's going on with their doctor?
First of all, always trust your instincts. These patients, when you talk to them in retrospect, they knew there was something off. So it's called the sniff test, right? If it doesn't smell right, it probably isn't right. Check your doctor on the medical board. Question your doctor. Always ask for a second opinion. And at the end of the day, if it doesn't feel right, run.
Yeah.
Because what we can do to people without you realizing it is really nasty.
Wow.
You've got one of those voices, man,
Ooh,
that'll
he's
just
good,
take
right?
you there.
By the way, don't you love him on Botched? I love you're doing great work out there helping everybody.
Season 6.
Season 6, going strong.
Thank you, Dr. Dubrow. Okay, License to Kill premieres Sunday night at 7 on Oxygen. I guess we'll be watching that one.
Oh, we got to watch that.
Yeah. If you love that video, you're going to love everything on the Access YouTube channel. So hit the subscribe button. You can thank me later. Hit it. Now.